Hello again.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Back to lightning session number 5.
I think so.
I think
Five.
we're losing count, but
Yeah.
because we're having so much fun.
I know.
Honestly, this has been great. Like, first of all, we just love the fact that hi everyone. We love the fact that people are joining us from all over the world. That you are asking great questions, and just that you're part of this community and are showing up. Love from Boston. Hey. Flute woman, appreciate you. So yeah, we're just loving this format. Really short, quick talks that give you some nuggets of information, and we have accessible, colleagues that are open to your follow-up questions and all of those things. And so we're going to continue now with SoberLink. And SoberLink is a professional grade breathalyzer system with facial recognition that automatically sends results in real time to the designated people, providing accurate results and peace of mind. Of course, this is particularly relevant to you if you are in a co-parenting situation with someone who may have a substance abuse issue, specifically with alcohol. And so we're so pleased that SoberLink is also a sponsor of DivorceCon because they are making this possible. And we've partnered with them for a few months, actually more like 6 months.
Yeah.
But they've been wonderful, and there's no other product out there like this, which peace of mind. I mean, I'll just say personally that even, without having a substance abuse issue, at play, co-parenting, when your children are outside of your view, right? It's scary. Yeah. Jinx. It's scary, and so then you add other layers to it, that create anxiety about their safety and well-being. It's nice to know that there are tools out there that exist for that. So Laura Crossett's going to be joining us in a moment, and we're going to invite her in. We also would love for you to ask questions. So if you have questions, please drop them into the chat, because after we do an interview with her, we will pose questions to her that you may have.
So let me see if she's here yet. She's not here quite yet. But the other thing too is if you are interested in learning more about SoberLink, we have pinned in the comments a trifold that has their pricing and their plans and how you can learn more information about. You can also, in addition to checking out the trifold, you visit soberlink.com/sincerely, and that will direct you to their page directly from our community page, and you can learn more.
Yeah.
And here is Laura. Hi.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us.
sure. This is my first Instagram live. I've only done like Zoom and Google Meets and all that, so this is very exciting.
Yeah, no, we're excited for you to be here, and like it's supposed to be like casual and like conversational, and we love SoberLink and we love what you guys are doing and the services that you offer. So we're just excited to chat with you about how SoberLink could help members of this community.
Yeah.
Great. I am
already-
ready to answer any questions you may have, and happy to share all that I can that's really empowers families that are going through a really tough time.
Yeah.
Well, you're already getting some shout outs in the comments.
Yes.
Someone's like, Laura's the best. So
Yes.
you have like a little fan club here.
No, that is. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Well, we already did a brief introduction of SoberLink and being, the number one alcohol monitoring system and
Family dog. Yep.
Yeah, how it helps, how co-parenting in itself is anxiety producing, let alone layer on that a substance abuse challenge or dynamic. And you want to have as much peace of mind as you can. So we'll start by just asking you, like, when divorce is part of the problem and, with alcohol rather is part of the problem in divorce, what should parents focus on first for, protecting their kids?
Well, yeah, I mean that's exactly it is protecting the kids. So a verbal agreement, a verbal promise that I won't drink when when I'm taking the kids here or there or they come over. It simply is not worth that risk.
Sure.
accusations fly, whether or not they're true. I mean, it's just great to have a monitoring agreement in place. Everybody knows what their role is. Everyone has peace of mind. The person who enjoys drinking, whether or not they're diagnosed alcohol use disorder, they know if they're fulfilling their part of the agreement, then they have that peace of mind. And then in turn, the kids have peace of mind because it doesn't matter how old they are. They feel that energy in the room. If there's all that tension and resentment and hostility, they hear raised tones of voices and all that stuff. So if everybody has, exactly the plan on paper, on the computer, whatever it is, it's all written out and documented, then things go a lot smoother down the road.
Yeah, and I one of the other unique uses of SoberLink that we've heard about firsthand is somebody who's maybe being accused of having an alcohol abuse disorder, and they want to get in front of that, and they want to disprove, right? Because unfortunately, in some circumstances, people are launching a lot of allegations, and
Smear campaigns.
yeah, smear campaigns, and so SoberLink also can help with that by saying, look, I am sober, and I'm agreeing to be part of this.
Yeah.
This observation or this surveying process, so that that's debunked, in a
Yes,
factual way that's admissible.
Yes, that is absolutely a great way to use SoberLink as a tool because maybe, there's that one time on a holiday that maybe things got a little loosey goosey,
Sure.
right? And so then down the road when a separation is happening, the attorneys will grab onto that maybe and use that as a jumping off point to create and tell a different story. This is not a criticism against the attorneys. It's just saying, this is where people can go if there was actually an event to draw from. But that person that's going to, willingly participate in a monitoring program, they have then ample opportunities to point to, showing that they can demonstrate accountability on an ongoing basis. That what may have happened at that summer barbecue was a one-off, and
Sure.
they're very serious about raising the kids in a safe environment.
Yeah. And I think that is too another just, a really powerful piece that you all can offer to community because you might not think about that, right? Like you might not think that because you know who you are, right? Like you know that you don't have a problem, but then all of a sudden when you're going through divorce, like we were saying earlier, sometimes there can be smear campaigns or just, people get defensive in ways that they never have been before. So knowing that there's tools like SoberLink that can kind of help you prove who you are in a sense is really gives an additional layer of peace of mind.
Right. Because there's
100%.
facts and then there's like subjective interpretation, right? And
Yes.
so when you get into that, what do you think is the biggest mistake that you uh parenting with an ex that may have, alcohol abuse disorder at play?
And I'm sorry, that broke up a little bit. I missed the first part.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, like, what is the biggest mistake you see parents making when co-parenting with an ex that may have a substance abuse issue with alcohol?
Oh, it's exactly this. Thinking that we talked about it, things are going to be okay, and not
Sure.
and not feeling that it's a big enough deal to put something in place. When at the end of the day, what we're talking about here is the safety of the children, 100%. I mean, this is not trying to ruin someone's good time, because they like to have a drink or two with a meal. This is
Right.
it came up because we're worried about the safety of the children, and if we can avoid a tragic circumstance because there is a monitoring and accountability piece in place, then that's an amazing opportunity for both parties to get involved in. Also, with the person who is participating and submitting breathalyzer tests as an opportunity for them, we do have a retest cycle built into the device. So people are worried about what is called a false positive. What if something in the environment detects something? And I know I wasn't drinking. We do have, if positive is detected, they have an opportunity to retest 15 minutes later. So things
Okay.
are built in place. The device and the SoberLink program is not built as a gotcha program. It's built
Sure.
to demonstrate I can do this. I can be accountable. I can demonstrate with real data how I can rebuild trust with these people close to me.
Yeah. No, I think that's so important. And on a related topic, what is a common misconception about alcohol monitoring in custody and co-parenting situations, and how does SoberLink kind of differentiate between, other products that might be out there?
Okay, yeah, two things. One, sometimes people think 1 or 2 tests a day is sufficient. That may seem like, oh, one breathalyzer test per day, that seems like a lot because no one really thinks about breathalyzing as a daily activity. But it simply is not enough. You need, probably a minimum of 3 to accurately capture a day's activity and, again, make sure that drinking events don't go by undetected. And then the other piece is we place a lot of resources on tamper protections in place on our device, a robust compliance department, the facial recognition software that's in our device, the fact that our device has a camera built in and it's not a third party system like a cell phone. I mean, there's ways to circumvent lesser price devices. They may work if that person is submitting a test directly in front of you, but when it comes to remote alcohol monitoring, SoberLink is the clear and only choice because there are so many ways to outsmart the system if you have a lesser expensive device.
Yeah, and I also know SoberLink somewhat recently came up with a monthly plan as opposed to there's options with SoberLink in terms of how you want to purchase the device and how you want to um, pay, for the service. So can you kind of go over that a little bit? I know it's in the trifold that we have pinned, but if you could just go over a little bit of that pricing or that
Yeah.
just the options.
Yes, so typically we would offer a device purchase and then a monthly monitoring fee. Last summer we introduced device rentals, and so now you can get started and start monitoring for just the cost of shipping. So that device will get shipped to you, and then we bill at the end of on the first of the month for the previous month. So you can get up and running for $20, $25, whatever the shipping cost may be, and then we bill for the previous month on the first. Whereas in the past, we would only offer a device sale, a full-on purchase of the equipment. So this has opened up a lot of doors for people to be able to afford the program right away. Another great thing that we offer is a family assistance program. We understand that there are many families facing financial struggles and hardship. We offer a incredibly low price family assistance program. If you simply Google that, you'll find it right away. On our website, it's under the family law professionals section on the family law header. But you can get the device for $1 per month, and the monthly fee ranges between 50 and 80, where it typically falls in about $200 a month for the family law programs. So it's a great way to still be able to offer, this data and have it be a part of your case in a custody arrangement, especially when the courts get to see these uh, uh, test results and our SoberLink reports, because they are court admissible. So most judges across the country and in Canada are quite familiar with seeing our name and our test records coming across their desk.
That's wonderful. Well, we did get a question from someone for you, Laura,
Okay.
and they're asking about how you can also check in with people with a case manager. Like how does SoberLink do that?
Sure. So we offer, there are many treatment providers. Say even if there are no kids involved in the, monitoring scenario, we offer monitoring programs for people that are simply wanting to demonstrate accountability because they're early in recovery. They completed a residential treatment program. This may be a stipulation of ongoing employment. We work with a lot of licensed professional programs. But yes, LMFTs, therapists, counselors, coaches, all types of supportive clinical roles can be added to an individual's monitoring agreement, and they can, simply be opted in to receive real-time alerts of the client's test results, or, if they want to keep it more simple, they can just receive a weekly report and just kind of be kept in the loop at how that person is doing. So it's great for
Yeah.
someone who really wants to share their progress and be accountable to more people in their day-to-day life.
I love that you mentioned recovery is on a very personal note, and I've not ever even shared this on Sincerely Divorced, but I am an adult child of an alcoholic, and my parents divorced, and my still in the midst of his disorder when that happened. And this is the 1900s, as my kids like to say. But there was no sober link, there's no device like this. I can't even imagine. And I probably will ask my mom, you know, what kind of fears and anxiety. I know I was old enough to be aware that there was an issue. But once he did reach recovery, that was a really happy time for all of us. And I absolutely can imagine that he would have identified with what you're just talking about, which is, wanting to share that recovery, wanting to be open about that. Very proud of that progress, and this is a way to also, see that in sort of a black and white way. And I think we need to, it's important to just acknowledge the positive aspects of this process and of some of the challenges that we face even in divorce, that doesn't always have to be a negative use case necessarily, but that there is light and there's hope, and these tools apply in those ways too.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice segue to our last question, which is, what gives you the most hope when you deal with families, when you work with families that deal with alcohol and co-parenting?
Oh, when the hostility subsides and you start to see the co-parenting really flourish. There's success with the monitoring program, and both sides are happy or satisfied with how things are going when the children are at the other place. I mean, there's just harmony, comes from some phone calls we sometimes get can be, really heavy. People need to share, and so they'll share with us, and we'll hear some stuff. And it's really difficult because these people, they had a wedding day at one point. They had real joy together, and it's sad to think that a substance can cause all this wreckage when it often, we lose sight of that. And if someone, like you were saying about your father, can I'm in recovery as well. When someone grabs a hold of that opportunity and then is able to, share it from the mountaintops with others, it really is a cause for celebration. And gosh, with the children who get to see and have that opportunity with a parent that they may not have had, which would have been a childhood, with a lot of trauma and pain, and instead they get this opportunity of their parent being healthy and present. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's very inspiring too to other people that might be wanting to start that journey or struggling in that journey, just to see somebody else who has overcome it and who it's a wonderful way to keep going.
Right.
Oh
And
yeah,
here's
it
the other
is
piece. And I
possible.
feel like, Laura, we could just keep on talking because
Yeah.
like you keep bringing up points. I'm like, yeah, because you know what? In a really unhappy relationship, alcohol is used. I mean, lots of substances can be used, but I know that I was probably pouring a little bit more Tito's than would be healthy,
Yeah.
just to numb how I was feeling because
Mhm.
I,
Wasn't happy.
knew I wasn't happy and I didn't know what to do. So,
Right.
but again, there is so much more to celebrate, especially when you can bring your most healthy and happy self to the life of your kids and the other
Ah,
people
yeah.
in your life that love you, right?
Hmm.
So kudos to you for being in recovery.
Yes.
That's huge.
Thank you for
Kudos to
sharing
you for
that too.
ACOA. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's brave to get involved with those groups. If you're not the one with the actual substance thing, for you to, that's very courageous. So I applaud you and celebrate you for that. That's a big
Oh,
big
thank
step.
you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Laura.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up, can you share with us how people can learn more about SoberLink and how they can get started with using your products?
Yes. Yes, very simply, soberlink.com. I believe it is /sincerely is a promo we're running right now for this event. If you move forward with a program, a monitoring program, and the device for, I think, the 1 year plan, you get $100 off. And like I said, also there's other details on the website under the family law header. There's so many great resources there. A lot of people may skip right over that, but if you go under right at the top at soberlink.com, it says addiction, family law. Go into the family law professionals, see all those resources for the family law professionals, both parents and attorneys. There are so many great resources in there that can be useful to help guide your journey as you either get started or continue to move through a custody arrangement. There's a lot of great stuff in there. So I encourage you to go online and check out our website, and then of course give us a call. And you can always ask for me. I am on the phone chatting away all the time, so I'd be happy to talk to anyone.
Wow.
Thank you, Laura, so much
Yeah, of
for
course.
sharing information and for being an amazing resource.
Yeah.
We pinned the link for you to find out more information in the chat, and if you you are on our mailing list, you will get a copy of not only this recording, but you'll get a copy of some of the resources that SoberLink has provided today, including like the trifold with some of the pricing, as well as the link with the promo code. So
Great.
we're
Okay.
also grateful for SoberLink being a divorce con
Yes.
sponsor. Like it means a lot to us. Our first time doing this, your first time doing Instagram Live. I think it's meant to be.
Right. I am
Having you back.
Yeah, revealing my age if this is my first Insta live.
Well, we would have known. You're a pro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we're just getting better. We're just getting better with time. So,
Yep.
That's right.
but thank you. And to everyone watching, we'll be back in 5 minutes with our final session of the day. But for now, we just thank you, Laura, for being part of DivorceCon and everyone else.
SoberLink. Yep.
Yeah, and SoberLink. And thank you, everyone, for dropping in. Our last lightning talk is in 5 minutes. So we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Bye,
All right.
Laura.
Thank you. Bye.